Hello, my beautiful birdies. So, today in our first class, we are going to deal with a play, A Doll's House, which is written by HENRIK IBSEN. So, now you must be wondering who is this HENRIK IBSEN? Some of you might know him, and some of you want to know him. So, before starting with the play, the summary, or the themes, I'm going to tell you about HENRIK IBSEN, right? So HENRIK IBSEN stands as one of the most influential and revolutionary playwrights in the history of world literature. He was a Norwegian dramatist and poet, and his works, to tell you, is celebrated for their exploration of complex social issues, psychological depth, and profound commitment to realism. He is also known as the father of realism. And he also wrote some of the groundbreaking plays such as A Doll's House, which we are going to learn about, Ghost, and Hedda Gabler. These works challenged the prevailing norms of the 19th century society, delving into taboo subjects like women's rights, societal expectations, and the consequences of hidden truths. Now, talking about his characters often grapple with internal conflicts and societal constraints, reflecting the changing dynamics of the time, especially the women. So, talking about how he was related to realism, as a key figure, I must tell you that in the movement towards realism, Ibsen transformed the theoretical experience by creating characters that mirrored the complexities of real-life individuals. His emphasis on psychological realism and the examination of human condition paved the way for future playwrights and dramatically altered the landscape of modern drama. He also came as a revolutionary. So his influence was not only in Norway. With his work, he influenced the playwrights, the readers, the realistic society globally, right? His legacy endures not only for his artistic achievements, but also for his profound impact on the evolution of theoretical storytelling and his role in shaping discussions around societal norms and human nature. So this was HENRIK IBSEN. Now we can start with the story of the play. If you want to read the play, you can read it. I am going to tell you the story in short, and after that we are going to learn about the themes and tragedy and what it considers of, right? So let us begin. So talking about the play A Doll's House, it is a story of Nora and her husband Helmer. Okay, they have been married for about 9 years and have 3 children. 8 years ago, Nora had borrowed some money from a man called Krogstad against a promissory note on which she had forged the signature of her father, who was supposed to be a surety of the repayment of the loan. Got it? Then Nora had found it absolutely necessary to obtain this loan. Her husband had fallen critically ill and the doctors had advised her to take him away to a warm climate. Having no money and desperately anxious to save her husband's life, by taking him to Italy, she raised this loan. Her husband had fully recovered. Since then, Nora had regularly been paying monthly installment to Krogstad against the principal amount and the interest occurring thereon. However, she has never told her husband about the loan, about the purpose for which the loan was taken, about the terms of the loan, and about the monthly payment she has been making. Nor has she ever had any notion that in forging her father's signature she had committed a serious criminal act. Now, after 8 years, Krogstad needs Nora's help to save his job in a bank of which Nora's husband has been appointed the manager. As Nora finds it's impossible to help Krogstad, he reveals Nora's secret transaction with him and the fact of the forgery to her husband through a letter. Are you getting? So this is the story, how it goes on, right? Helmer becomes furious with his wife for having been guilty of the crime of forgery. Nora is shocked by her convincible sacrifice for her sake, but she finds that he is a self-centered man. She also finds that he is incapable of living up to the moral principles of which he has always been professing loudly and empathetically. Her love for him drops dead and she leaves him and also her children. So I'm telling you this in short. There are lot many incidents in between, lot many characters, but just to give you a crux, this was the story all about. When you go through the entire play, you'll understand that what is actually happening in the play, how are we deriving the theme of the play, and how it is taking into consideration the social issues. If you want me to come up with a play act wise and to explain you line by line, I can do that. Please comments down below. I'll do that as well. This was a short story. Now further, we are going to talk about the title, A Doll's House. So why is the title A Doll's House? What does it mean? There can be a question, or you can also get a question in your mind that why is it so? So the play has a title Doll. So the word doll means a woman without any will or mind of her own, a passive and subservient woman. For 8 long years, Nora has been a passive and obedient wife to Helmer, always conforming to his ideas, opinions, and tastes. This is what happens in our society as well, right? He has always treated her as a pet and his property. His attitude towards her has always been possessive, as if she wholly belonged to him and had no individuality of her own. She has always accepted that position. Thus, Nora has all these years been a doll and she has been living in a doll's house, right? But at the end, Nora rejects her role as Helmer's doll's wife and, forsaking him, goes into the world outside in order to have a first-hand experience of life and to establish her own identity and to discover her own potentials, right? So this is why the title has been designed like that, and this is why we call it A Doll's House. So the doll is basically Nora. And I also told you that this play is a naturalistic or a realistic play, and the playwright HENRIK IBSEN himself is the father of realism, right? So how is it a naturalistic play? Let me tell you that this play belongs to realism. It is anti-romantic in character, right? The characters are not very fanciful, right? They are very, very convincing to the real society. Like if you see, Nora's leaving her children might seem to be somewhat improbable, but if we understand Nora's character rightly, we would be able to believe even this action of Nora's to be authentic. The play is naturalistic also insofar as Ibsen has rejected such plot devices as coincidences and sensationalism, right? The story here is perfectly simple and free from those intricacies which used to be a feature of the well-made play initiated by the French dramatists. Alright, so this was a small introduction to the play. If you want me to come up with the story line by line, act wise, you can comment down below. I'll be coming up soon with the themes, with the different parts, in detail. This was a short introduction, right? So see you in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Keep learning. And any questions, please comment down below and let me know.